I know many of you here through various occupations and activities. Part of those activities have been the successful Emerging Leaders program that's co-sponsored here locally by the Mobile Chamber. In fact, I can honestly say that if it weren't for the Mobile Chamber, specifically Danette, we would not have Emerging Leaders here. And all of the, that's true. And of course, Daryl's support, and now Barbara's been added to the team. The Mobile Chamber is really the heart and soul of training small business. And we think a flagship product in that inventory of what we offer small business owners in Mobile is the Emerging Leaders program. Now, I'm happy to tell you that we have a new vendor, a new consultant that changed our curriculum and the way we're presenting the course. I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and then at the end of these slides, you'll see how you, if you're interested, can participate in this 6-month course. It does require a commitment. It does require an ability to be determined to learn how to grow your business, because ultimately Emerging Leaders is not about starting a business, but scaling it, going beyond your individual sole proprietor standing and learning to grow a team of dedicated employees committed to your values and to your goals of growing jobs and growing revenues in this community. We do know that's happened with the Emerging Leader graduates in previous years. Who has graduated from Emerging Leaders? Got one, Karita, Enoch, and Clarence. So we have a good representation of people from this very organization here who've gone through Emerging Leaders and are better off for it. In each case, they've been able to attest that they have grown their businesses in jobs, revenues, and stability. So I hope that the new iteration, with its new name of T.H.R.I.V.E, Emerging Leaders Reimagined, will be a source of such fruit for you if you choose to participate. Now, here's the catch. Many people who take a course like this of many months duration pay thousands of dollars in tuition to do it. Emerging Leaders is free. For those small business owners who really want to grow their business, who want to scale, who want to learn how to build employee teams, who want to create a culture that's infectious and want to, most of all, grow money in their pocketbooks, you're going to find that this course is just for you. So I'm going to go through some of the aspects. You'll see some of the changes that have been wrought. We think they're for the better. And then at the end, you'll see how you can go online and apply. I want to stress, don't be bashful about that. Just because you make an application doesn't mean that you're committed for the rest of your life to this course, although we'd like to think that'll eventually happen, because we do have an alumni association that helps us a lot in terms of advertising what Emerging Leaders does. But at the end of the slides, you'll see how to apply online. It's as simple as filling out a one-page sheet. And we will be in contact with you to see if you qualify according to our eligibility criteria. Let's talk about that some. T.H.R.I.V.E, by the way, stands for Train, Hope, Rise, Innovate, Venture, and Elevate. And it builds on this rich history I talked about with Emerging Leaders. We are consumed with training small business owners how to scale. What does that mean? What does it mean to scale your business? It means you take your values, your determination, your expertise, your product and customer knowledge, your service orientation, and build a team of employees that duplicate that and grow your business and represent you well. We've seen that happen with the participants in Emerging Leaders, and we think we'll see it with the new name T.H.R.I.V.E. We're going to have a lot of tools and extra knowledge. There's going to be a new format for this. In previous 7-month courses of Emerging Leaders, we've actually had an instructor teach most of the curriculum directly, face-to-face, one-on-one here, and then with helping those business leaders wind up with a 3-year growth plan. But we're changing it in a hybrid fashion to allow us to use national experts. Now, here's the eligibility criteria, pretty simple. The question that's not on here is, how big can you be and still participate? We have used in previous years with Emerging Leaders that no business who has over $10 million of annual revenues can participate. That has been dropped. And we're now using the next code size standard from the SBA website. And if you have questions about that, I urge you to call me or Danette and we can talk you through that. But what I would like to stress is that we have the flexibility to choose the students, the participating business owners who really want to be there. And we may have businesses that are stagnant, even though they have several millions of dollars of revenue, and want to grow way beyond that. And we've had those kind of participants in Emerging Leaders. Or we may have a business that has only been around for this minimum of 3 years and really hasn't seen the growth in revenues that they need and want. So we've got a diverse student body, and it leads to a lot of cross-pollination between the participating business owners. They talk to each other, and even after the course is over, they learn from each other and use that expertise that their fellow students have learned. You can see here the program impact over the years, and it is immense around the country. So we're proud of that. We think we'll see the same sort of results here in Mobile locally. We do have a lot of locations around the country. Alabama is one of those states that has 2 locations, and we're glad of that. The other location is in Birmingham. Now, here's the curriculum. It's kind of hard to see, but Emerging Leaders 2.0 is a different type of approach. We're still focused on learning to market, learning to grow revenues, learning to grow customers. We're still focused on creating a business culture that you'd be proud of and you would want to teach as many people as you can to transfer your values to them so they can be successful like you. We also are consumed with training businesses how to hire the right kind of people and use human resources as a tool to identify team members that you really want. And you really want to learn how those people can affect your revenues through their personal characteristics. And you can mold that in a way from learning through this course how they can accelerate your revenue growth through representing you, the owner, as part of the team. You're also going to see how we can get you more financing, because that's an issue, as always with small businesses. We teach you how to use lines of credit. We teach you how to minimize debt and its pernicious impact when it's not necessary. We teach you how to basically, once you've started a product or service, how to tweak it, pivot, so the demand of what you offer really meets customer expectations. That's the key, of course. And what you sell as a product or service really meets the need of the customers, and they become your greatest advocate through buying your product or service. We want all of you to be able to stand up after you've been through Emerging Leaders and say, that's true of my business. Now, we have a core learning module. This core, the 8 that you see here, being a leader, driving sales, legal compliance, and so forth, all of these 8 are going to be taught by subject matter experts at the national level through a virtual delivery mechanism, rather than having Rick Miller, our instructor here in Mobile, teach all of this. So we're going to have a mixture of hybrid plus hands-on face-to-face training. It's different, but it's also more powerful because we're bringing not just what Rick has been able to do, and he's been masterful at his training for the previous Emerging Leader classes, and we hope to have him back as instructor in a modified way. But what we're seeing now is we're going to be able to pull in nationally known subject matter experts in these selected curricula and let them teach you. So we think that's a better step. We're going to have certain criteria that mean you have to get on your horse and do what's required. You have 14 days of some flexibility to be able to go through the core. There is a self-paced completion process. So we're giving the participating small businesses a chance to be able to fit the curriculum in their time schedule, which all too often is very tight. We found one of the roadblocks for Emerging Leaders as a hands-on 7-month course that people struggled to come to class on a regular basis because they had other priorities. One of the things you'll find is that this new curriculum will be more flexible. So here are some of the major points that you'll see. We're actually going to have the 8 core subject matter experts. We're going to have coaches available. That's local people to help you. We're going to have classroom time, and we're going to have a time for you to work with our primary instructor evaluator to produce your business plan at the end of this course. So here's the structure. You'll see that we're going to be able to format it in a way that's conducive to what you do. It's a hybrid model, as I've mentioned, and the program flow goes like this. It leads to the individual coaching sessions from our instructor. And let me see what else. Okay. Now, let me ask this. Is there any question about what I've said? This is a quick overview. I urge you to go to SBA Thrive